Weather Rate certified 11 years in a row.
All right, let's head over for another look at the forecast.
Thomas, some excellent conditions, but we're not getting any moisture.
No, we could use it, but the latest drought monitor that came in actually showed a little bit of improvement compared to 56% of the state in extreme drought. We're now at 52% of the state. Unfortunately, though, with how long high pressure's been in charge and how long it's going to basically be in charge over the next 7 days, we're probably going to see this move in the opposite direction before we could enter more of an active pattern as we make our way towards the end of this month. But that's just something to watch for now. But we still have 95% of the state in severe drought. Still not a good situation when it comes to our drought situation across the Beehive State. And our There For You headlines: mild days, cool nights, plenty of sunshine, high pressure firmly in control. But by this upcoming weekend, most notably Sunday into Monday, we could see some minor changes down in southern Utah where some moisture is going to try to sneak in. But we'll talk more about that in just a moment. We'll go ahead and just enjoy this view from Snow Basin, where you're looking towards Mount Ogden, blue sky, and the fall colors down below. You got the fall colors mixed in with the evergreens. Spectacular view from Snow Basin on this early evening. Meanwhile, down in Canyonlands, not a cloud in the sky over the last couple of days. We've seen a few clouds over the LaSalle Mountains. That's not even the case today, but still very pretty. And if you're going to be heading to our national parks, either later today, tomorrow, or going into Saturday, you're going to find some fantastic weather. And the storm tracker radar, nice and quiet. Not really going to be seeing any changes of that anytime soon. But if you're going to take your dog for a walk in Salt Lake City, we're sitting at 74 degrees right now. By 8 o'clock, we'll be in the upper 60s and the upper 50s by 11 o'clock. So you're probably going to want the sweater later on. And after these two cuties wake up from a nap, it's going to be perfect weather to take them for a walk. How precious is that? Max and Millie taking that nap before going on that walk. And Kathy Bernardo will be taking them on a walk this evening. Our regional forecast, almost a carbon copy of what we saw last night, and it's going to be followed up with a carbon copy of what we're basically seeing out there today as we drop to 50 degrees in Salt Lake City, and then a high temperature tomorrow of 76. We'll see a high temperature of 68 in Park City, 75 in Spanish Fork, 71 degrees in Duchesne, 71 in Roosevelt. Then as we make our way into central Utah, 71 in Fairview, 74 in Castledale, 77 in Gunnison, 75 in Richfield. Then in southern Utah, 72 for Escalante, 68 in Bryce Canyon, 89 degrees in St. George. So St. George going to be a little bit toasty for this time of year, while Monticello will see a daytime high of 69 degrees. Let's go ahead and begin the long-range futurecast. Stopping at 7 o'clock in the evening on Friday. Not a whole lot of changes with our weather, but going into this upcoming weekend, we've been talking about this for the last couple of days. An upper-level low pressure is going to try to skirt by the southern half of the state. This might be enough to bring in some moisture, as chance for isolated showers and thunderstorms in the southernmost half of the state, possibly Sunday into Monday. Will all just depend on how far north that upper level low pressure will get, because we have an upper level high pressure that will be keeping northern Utah on the quiet side, and really not many changes as we go throughout next week as another upper level low pressure tries to skirt by southern Utah. And if we're looking for bigger changes by the end of next week into the following week, forecast models are optimistic that we could see a pattern change, but that's still roughly 10 days away. But we'll need all the moisture that we can get, so keep your fingers crossed. But until then, kind of in a holding pattern where St. George will be in the upper 80s the next couple of days, and as that low pressure kind of brushes by, we'll add in a slight chance for wet weather with daytime highs dialing back into the lower 80s into early next week. Then along the Wasatch Front, wash, rinse, and then repeat. Daytime highs in the mid-70s over the next 7 days, overnight lows in the upper 40s and low 50s, but we might see a little bit more of a breeze for our Sunday. Glenn, Emily?
All right, thank you so much, Tom.